Backstage.
I know, too.
I ain't finna tell you how I got away with this shit.
If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good, but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And then she leave a priest, I won't miss her. Won't put a ring around it. Oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goals. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a cent from me, I ain't simple. Bitch, now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. Use a V. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out. I ain't regular out. Use a regular out. Took that bitch back. And she done fed you out. Look how you living out. You look scary out. Can't fuck that bitch right. Cause she be getting nailed out. You won't forgive her, ain't it? You wanna love her, don't you? Just know that love ain't for you. It's for the world, homie. I got some real homies. We don't pretend, homie. ISUPK, 1 West, we kicking field goals. Let that bitch lead, ho. She got them D's, though. With a little stinking ass pussy, she be going beast mode. She HIV, ho. You a dirty ass skeet, ho. Don't get that shit up out your chest, bitch. Say what you gonna do now, what you gonna say now, what you gonna do to me? It is UPK, I'm shot too deep, bitch, better Google me. I put these girls all in my training camp like I relieve. I say what I do and I do what I say, bitch, what the fuck you mean? If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good, but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And then she leave a priest, I won't miss her. Won't put a ring around it. Oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goals. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a cent from me, I ain't simple. Bitch, now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. No, I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. Use a V and out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out. I get pepper, bro. Got my standards up. You a munchkin out. Catching these out. Check my favorite out. I'm a player out. These niggas top block. Take your lead out. You shouldn't be worried about these broke ass bitches. And don't compare yourself to simp ass niggas. Had to shine a lot of these disparate ass women. Cause they be tripping hard, acting like they different. But a bit be basic, bit be horn and bit be naked, drinking, faking, stanking, the shame be dirty, mouth bit be faking. I don't get too fucks about you, I wouldn't have put no baby in you. Bit be saying they got that paper, look, they let me itch. Done caught the penalty, hit my energy, got me feeling me. Ice hitting on these diamond teeth, that's into me. And I'm getting right and I'm stacking up and I'm getting to it. And these niggas hate, but they can't touch cause I'm bulletproof. If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good, but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And then she leave a priest, I won't miss her. Won't put a ring around it. Oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goals. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a cent from me, I ain't simple, bitch. Now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. No, I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. Use a V and out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out.
Goddamn, love them AIDS damn dick, she love, nigga. Ain't no taking nothing back. Cause I ain't regular out.
Backstage.
We're gonna clap it up. Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out on 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commanding General Yohana. This is Tuesday night Brotherhood class. We're gonna get it started like always. The nice topic is in the title, Brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? And tonight we're gonna go into that. We got some presets for y'all. So tonight we're going to talk about how vital, not only how vital, but how beneficial brotherhood is to our nation. Because as God's chosen people, it is important that we have brotherhood. It is important that we understand the value and the and the importance of brotherhood. Because if we don't, we're going to fall back. We're going to relapse and backslide into all the former tragedies and mistakes that our forefathers made, that our forefathers and our foremothers made. You understand what I'm saying? So it is important that we instill this into our brothers and sisters now, because it's going to come a time. Time is at hand. We're in these last days, and these last days, blacks and Hispanics, you're going to need to exercise the brotherhood, because you're going to need it. It's going to come in handy, blacks and Hispanics. We're living in a time right now where every man is going to flee to his own nation. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that to that's my first scripture tonight. Let me get that in Isaiah. It's Isaiah 13. So Lakia, bear with me one moment. Here it is right here. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 14. And this shall be as the chase roe, and as a sheep. It's like here. It's just like here. It's like, my bad. And as a chase, it's like, and it shall come to pass, and it shall be as a chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. You understand you understand what I'm saying? Blacks, African American Indians. This is not a joke. This is not a game. We are in a state of emergency, blacks and Hispanics. We are in a time where you need to join your brothers and your sisters, blacks and Hispanics. Don't let any barriers stop you from being reunited with your people. Blacks and Hispanics, you have been divided. We have been conquered and divided for so long. We are in a trench right now, blacks and Hispanics, and our enemy is bombing the hell out of us. Our enemy is trying to crush us, blacks and Hispanics. Our enemy is trying to wipe away our existence from off the face of the earth. Let me get that. Let me put that second scripture that I wanted. Salaki, let me break this down first. Salaki. I'm gonna read that again. It says, this is Isaiah 13 and 14. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. Every man is going to turn to his own people, blacks and Hispanics. We are living in a time right now where you cannot call everybody your friend. You cannot call a white man your friend. You cannot call an Asian man, an Arab man, an East Indian man, an African man your friend. You cannot call them your brother, your family, because they are none of the above. Those are all nations that conspire against you, Israel. Those are all nations that want to see you fall, blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians. They want to see you die. They want to see you in the dung house. They want to see your history and your culture destroyed. They want to see your women and your children as servants and handmaids and in shackles and in chains. And most important, they want to see the men, our warriors, our soldiers, dead and in a very bad state. And they have been accomplishing that goal for centuries, because they have been able to keep us away from one another, blacks and Hispanics. If you understand what I'm saying, hear me out, Baruch Shah. You know what I'm saying? He that has an ear, let him hear. They have been successful at their goal since what 70 AD, before that time. As long as they're able to push and promote sin, as long as we follow it and allow ourselves to be overtaken by our blacks and Hispanics, they can divide us amongst ourselves. That's why it's up to us to gather ourselves and reunite ourselves so we can fight against them, so our God can be on our side. So the quicker we gather ourselves together, the sooner our King can come back to save us, blacks and Hispanics. Let me get that scripture. There's Zephaniah 2:1. Here it is right here. This is the book of Zephaniah 2:1. Everything we say here in the ISUPK comes straight out of the Bible. These is God's words. These is not the words of Zechariah. These are not the words of Captain Yashazak. These are not the words from General Yohanan. These are God's words that we are speaking. These are commandments. These are God-given commandments, blacks and Hispanics. And if you say you love God, if you claim to love God, if you claim to be a true follower of God, you claim to be a son of God, a daughter of God, then you will hear us, and you will hear the Most High God's voice. You will hear when He's speaking to you. You will hear this commandment. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, Gather together, O nation not desired. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we are not desired on this planet. Everybody looks to us. The only time we are desired is when somebody wants something from us. Though the world looks at Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, the nation of Israel, like we're a whore. The only time they want something from us, the only time they desire us, is when they want something from us. If they think they can profit something off of us, if they think they can exploit us. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That they can exploit us for their own personal gain. You know what I'm saying? They only desire us when they want to set up a nail salon in our community. If they want to set up a gas station or a corner store, a convenience store in our community. If they want to open up a Korean fried chicken stand in our community. That's the only time they desire us, Blacks and Hispanics. The only time they desire us is when they think they can make some money off of us. But other than that, they throw us away. They try their best to destroy us, Blacks and Hispanics. They try their best. They try their best to destroy us, Blacks and Hispanics. Like, all right, so like, forgive me about that, Israel. All right, so like I was saying, it is important that we gather ourselves together under one banner. You know what I'm saying? Under this nation, under these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High God has bestowed upon us, as He has given us to follow these guidelines. Every other nation, they try their best to try to mimic themselves and model themselves after us, Blacks and Hispanics. They try their best to have their own guidelines because they can't follow these. They don't understand them. This is a black man's book. You know what I'm saying? Only Black, Hispanic, Native American, it's like only Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian men and women can uh can can understand this book because it was written for us. It's the same way that if you were reading a code, a secret code, Blacks and Hispanics, why is it that every time we like to accredit everything under the earth to our people except this book? When it comes to this book, then we say this is a white man's book. They say a white man wrote this book. You see what I'm saying? We don't understand how black the Bible really is. The Bible is the blackest book on in history. If you read from every book you read, from Genesis to Malachi, from Matthew to Revelation, through the Apocrypha, and all throughout the Bible, you will find constant signs of blacks and Hispanics. And I ain't talking about like little patches and like little parts and pieces. I'm talking about heavily. You will see our people throughout this Bible. You will recognize that this book is written to our people. This book is acclaimed and documented and recorded for our people, Blacks and Hispanics. And it's up to ourselves and it's up to us to regather ourselves under the command of General Yohana to reestablish our history. You know what I'm saying? We have to reclaim our history because our history has been overtaken by our enemies. The so-called Jews, the small hats, they have been stealing and thieving from our and lying and misinterpreting our history and been using our name for centuries. For centuries on now, they have been just using our name, you see what I'm saying, and just dirtying the name of Israel, giving babies herpes. You know what I'm saying? They got them little under, God knows what they were doing. I think last January, God knows they had these tunnels underneath their synagogues. You know what I'm saying? They stretched for miles and miles. The Lord knows what they was doing in there. And they're doing all this wearing our name. You know what I'm saying? Blacks and Hispanics, we have to get all this dirt away from our names. And we can do that through brotherhood. Let me read that from the top. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather yourselves together. It's like, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Like I said earlier, blessed Hispanics, you are not desired. We are a child. We are a parentless child. You see what I'm saying? In this world, nobody wants us blacks and Hispanics. Like I said, nobody wants us unless they can gain something from us, and then they throw us back. They throw us back. They throw us back in the poorhouse. They don't care about you blacks and Hispanics, but we do have somebody that cares about us. We do have somebody. It's our God. Our, you know, our God, our Father, Yahweh is His name. You know what I'm saying? His Son, Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai in the Hebrew. Those two men, they care about us. They always have. Our King died for us, blacks and Hispanics, and it's up to us to uphold that name. It's up to us to uphold that reputation. You know what I'm saying? And not just the image, but the spirit of brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? You can't just look like you have brotherhood. You have to have the spirit of brotherhood. The spirit is more important than the image. Like Samuel said in the book of 1 Samuel, when he went to go find Israel's new king in Jesse's household, God said, the man look at the outward appearance, but I look at the heart. You see what I'm saying? You have to have the spirit of brotherhood, blacks and Hispanics. And that has been a spirit that has been nearly vanished, from our community. But ever since 1969, you see what I'm saying? The priests and prophets of the Most High God have been brought back into the earth to reestablish that, to put that spirit, bring that spirit back into Black, Hispanic, Native American, Indian households, to put that back into our communities so they can stop all the robbing, the raping, and the killing, and then the pillaging, and then the murdering, you see what I'm saying? The betrayal that's happening in our communities. All that comes from the white man. That is the white man's nature. That is his culture. His culture has no brotherhood in it. His culture has no type of sense of remorse or sense of compassion or companionship. All he knows is to live by the sword. All he knows is to live by mercilessness. That is his code. That is his code of ethics. He has no honor. You see what I'm saying? Blacks and Hispanics, we have that. That is our whole foundation. Our whole foundation is built on brotherhood. Let me keep on reading. Verse 2. Slacky, brother, you have something? You got a question or anything? All right, I'm sorry, Christ. Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Blacks and Hispanics, do you think the Most High God is happy seeing his children divided, seeing his sons and daughters fight over petty things, seeing his sons and daughters squabble and squirm over crumbs? You see what I'm saying? Well, he has a whole table and a feast ready for us, blacks and Hispanics. We are fighting for the white man's crumbs, where we need to be fighting not against each other, but fighting against our oppressor. You see what I'm saying? To get a seat at the Most High God's table, so we can have a shot at the kingdom, so we can have a shot at rulership, authority, and power. You see what I'm saying, blacks and Hispanics? All this stuff comes and stems from brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't stem from betrayal. It doesn't stem from putting a gun to your oppressor's head. It doesn't stem from boycotting and sit-ins. You know what I'm saying? And marching. It starts with you, blacks and Hispanics. It starts in your home. It starts within. You see what I'm saying? You have to rid yourself of this unbrotherly mindset. You have to rid yourself of this. It's me. It's just me, myself, and I against everybody. Me against the world. You see what I'm saying? A lone wolf is more likely to get killed than a wolf in a wolf pack. You see what I'm saying? That's why blacks and Hispanics, you see so many of our brothers and sisters when they internalize their issues, they go out just tragically. It is more important, and that's why it's so vital and beneficial for you to congregate with your brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like the young man right here, you know what I'm saying? Young man Ray came in here with his brothers. You see what I'm saying? We seen his brother numerous times at camp. You see what I'm saying? He came in here, he decided he wanted to be with his brothers. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, when are you going to decide, I'm tired of fighting this battle alone? I'm tired of internalizing my issues. I'm tired of seeing my people just die at a young age. I'm tired of seeing our youth get cut down by law enforcement, by other black men. I'm tired of seeing our women be whores. I'm tired of seeing our children being aborted. You see what I'm saying? At 500,000 a year. I'm tired of seeing our brothers and sisters be used. It's like be misused, be used and thrown away by our oppressor. When you decide, when you're ready and you're tired of seeing that blacks and Hispanics, you will come in these walls. You will come into this little sanctuary that the Most High God has established for his prophets, for his people. Because blacks and Hispanics, there is no other place on this planet where you will experience this type of brotherhood. I promise you. Blacks and Hispanics, this place of America is crumbling fast. And you're not going to get saved by barricading yourself in your basement or in your attic or in the bunker. You see what I'm saying? By yourself. You're going to get it here, blacks and Hispanics. You're going to find this, you're going to find a brotherhood you've long awaited for in these walls. You're going to learn your history. You're going to learn where you come from. You're going to learn every accurate depiction or historically accurate account of your history in this school, blacks and Hispanics. That's what we call it, the school. We don't call ourselves a church. We call it the school because we re-educate our people. We turn on, we learn, we teach our people where they come from. And brotherhood starts at that. You cannot, for centuries, our children, our brothers and sisters, our small children have been taught about about the presidents. You see what I'm saying? And who founded America, and this holiday and that holiday, and what this white man did and what this white man did. You see what I'm saying? What this white woman did, and how this white man was important to America, and how this white man helped America, and how this white man did this, and how this white man did that. You see what I'm saying? And all of it is lies, blacks and Hispanics. All of it is lies. They are training our children, blacks and Hispanics. They are feeding our children lies in these schoolhouses. They are feeding our children lies because we don't know what to teach them. They are teaching our children lies everywhere we go. Go ahead, man.
Hey, can I get a breakdown of Isaiah 1 and 9?
Con. So like, give me one, bro. We want to say one. One second. They're saying we are teaching our children lies in these schoolhouses, and it's up to us to re-educate our people. You see what I'm saying? So like, let me get to. You said Isaiah 9 and 9.
Isaiah 1.
Isaiah 1 and 9.
And 9.
It's a lot here. Here it is, right here. This is the book. Go ahead and read it.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 9. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
Read one verse above that.
What verse above?
2 verses. Starting at verse 7.
Verse 7. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 7. Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devour it in your presence. And it is desolate as overthrown by strangers.
Stop right there. This is basically the context of the scripture in this chapter is what Isaiah is talking about, how our people, our land, Jerusalem, is destroyed for lack of righteous leadership. You see what I'm saying? That's why it says your country is desolate, your cities are burned with fire. This is a curse, as you can find it in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15, where it says, "Curse shall you be in the city, and curse shall you be in the field." You see what I'm saying? This is why, because all this is because we have been following. It's like all because we weren't following God's laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? So this is a curse that we're going through. So I'm saying, keep going.
Verse 8, and the daughters of Zion is left, as a cottage in the vineyard, as a lodge in the garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city.
Keep going.
Verse 9, except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant. We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
Stop right there. Basically, what Isaiah is saying is that if the Lord didn't have mercy on us, if the Lord didn't care about us, we would have been ate up and burned like Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah got, I don't know if you read it, but Sodom and Gomorrah got completely destroyed. Sodom and Gomorrah got demolished. You see what I'm saying? To this day, you can build nothing on that land, Sodom and Gomorrah. You see what I'm saying? And it'll be worse than what happened to America. So basically, what Isaiah is saying, like he says from the top, Isaiah 1 and 9 says, except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant. So even though a vast majority of us is being chastised, you see what I'm saying, as it's being broken, you know what I'm saying, we still have a small remnant, you see what I'm saying, of our people that are still going to remain, that's still going to fight. Keep reading. Verse 9, Salaki.
Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant. We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
You know what I'm saying? So he said if the Lord didn't leave us a small remnant, we would have been just like Sodom and Gomorrah. You see what I'm saying? There would have been nobody left. But the Lord left to have mercy. He left a small remnant. You see what I'm saying? I believe a good precept would be Romans. Sorry, I forgot the chapter and verse where he said Christ was love. When the Lord said to Paul, I have 7,000 men that have not bowed knee to Baal. You see what I'm saying? So the Lord said, I have a remnant of men who will not trespass these laws. You see what I'm saying? Who will not break these laws, statutes, commandments, men who will stand firmly. You see what I'm saying? That is the remnant. And then you go down to verse 10 where it says, hear the word of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom, give ear unto the law of our God, ye people of Gomorrah. This is not talking about actual Sodom and Gomorrah. This is talking about the rulers of Jerusalem at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like the high priest. Sorry. I'm talking about the rulers and the heads of Jerusalem at the time, the high priests. You see what I'm saying? The wrong and the evil they were doing within the city. And this is why it's fallen. This is why it's corrupted. You see what I'm saying? Because the priests and the men that were supposed to be in charge, they were corrupted. You see what I'm saying? And as a result, it's like a domino effect. You see what I'm saying? They got the priests are corrupted, and then the city falls. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you look at it, how you see it today. You see what I'm saying? Another good precept was Deuteronomy 28 and 32, I think. Is it 32 or 42? Where he says that your enemy shall besiege thee in all thy gates, where you have thought, I'm paraphrasing when it says you thought you were safe. You see what I'm saying? Basically, break it down, it's saying that all of our gates are our protection. You see what I'm saying? All of our gates have been torn down. Our protection has been taken from us. Our leaders have been compromised and corrupted. You see what I'm saying? That's why our cities are in the condition they are in. So that's why our people are in condition, our communities and our people are in a condition and condition and position that are where we at. You see what I'm saying? You have some more on that as well? All right, most high Christ. So like here. You know what I'm saying? This is another part of brotherhood right here. You know what I'm saying? Being able to help our people. You see what I'm saying? Being able to break down these scriptures, you see what I'm saying, to our brothers and sisters. Because nobody else can do it black and Spanish. You cannot leave it up to a Christian pastor. You know what I'm saying? You cannot leave it up to the white man. You cannot leave it up to a Muslim imam or a Buddhist monk or some Catholic priest to teach our people these scriptures. And we have to leave it to true men of God to teach these scriptures. See what I'm saying? Let me drop that. Let me get 1 John 4 and 20. Let me get 1 John 4 and 20. You know what I'm saying? Blacks and Hispanics, and this is so important that we have to be sincere and truly genuine about our brotherhood. You see what I'm saying? Because if we don't, then this is how we're going to continue to live. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is going to change in black and brown communities if we do not change the way that we treat our brothers and our sisters, because our children are going to pick it up. Our children are going to pick it up and they're going to run with it. They're going to keep it going. And then that's what they want to teach their children. You see what I'm saying? Nothing has changed. There was a time, let me start there. there was a time in the black and brown community where if you saw a black man walking down the street, if you saw a fellow black man walking down the street, you would greet him. You would say, hey, how you doing, brother? What's up? I'm saying, what's going on? How you doing? You see what I'm saying? Just be cordial. You know what I'm saying? Even in passing, even if you didn't know the brother, even if you didn't know the sister, you would still speak to him or her. You know what I'm saying? But time has passed where we've been taught where television and music and, you know what I'm saying, and all types of outside influences have taught us that showing brotherhood and being cordial with your brother is soft, is feminine. You see what I'm saying? You got to be just straight up, just be hardcore. You know what I'm saying? Stone spirited. You see what I'm saying? And like nowadays, you see a brother walking up the street, you pass him. You know what I'm saying? You won't even say nothing to him. And vice versa. He won't say nothing to you because we have been taught to not even acknowledge each other. You see what I'm saying? When somebody came in the room, you'd be like, hey, we going down, brother. Now you don't like strike up a small conversation. You know what I'm saying? Today we don't even do that. Because that sense of brotherhood, and sisterhood, you see what I'm saying, and companionship has been taken away from us. You see what I'm saying? It's been taken away from us. That spirit has been beaten out of us, blacks and Hispanics. And it's up to us to instill that spirit and reinstall that spirit into our hearts, blacks and Hispanics. You do that by getting in class. You do that by studying. You do that by not only just saying, just saying it, but also by exercising. You see what I'm saying? But also going outside of these walls. You see what I'm saying? You see a brother or a sister, you acknowledge him or her. You see what I'm saying? Because you never know who you might be talking to. The book of Hebrews says, you know what I'm saying, be careful of entertaining strangers, you know what I'm saying, because some has entertained angels unawares. You see what I'm saying? You just be careful of who you talk to, because you can be dealing with an angel of the Most High. Man, you deal with him, you mistreat that brother, and you mess around, and the angel go back up there with their report and say, this brother wicked as hell. You see what I'm saying? He saw me out there, he looked dead in my eye, and said, not 2 words. This brother ain't worth 2 dead flies smashed. Lord, I say we should kill him. You see what I'm saying? This is everyday life, blacks and Hispanics. This is how we need to conduct ourselves. You see what I'm saying? This is how we need to conduct ourselves and go about moving on an everyday basis. You know what I'm saying? Just move circumspect. You see what I'm saying? Watch what you say, watch what you do. You see what I'm saying? Let me get the scripture. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. Let me stop right there. Where do you see this at? You know what I'm saying? Brother, where do you see this at?
What do you mean?
Like when people be like, I love God. You see what I'm saying? I love God. But as soon as that service is over, I might give it away. It's like it. As at the end of the day, they talking bad about their brother or sister. You see what I'm saying? They're speaking ill of their brother and sister. What do you see this mainly at?
And I wish I could pull up a video of this, but there was a black man that did like an experiment where he sat in a neighborhood where there was a synagogue. They was coming out of the synagogue, and he was asking for food, and he had a camera off in the distance, and he recorded their reactions to the question, or better, lack of reaction to the question. They basically act like this brother wasn't even there. Just on the side of the road asking them for, I mean, it's the basic life force in the world. Like if you was to walk up to any human and say, hey, I need food, I'm hungry, you know, it should move you a little bit.
You like to just have that, just naturally be sympathetic.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, for that brother. You see what I'm saying? Like where do you see this at? This act of people acting like they care and that they love God, they so sanctified and Holy Ghost filled, like a Holy Spirit filled.
Yeah, pastor that makes people catch the Holy Ghost, and then when the doors is closed and they got the collection plate in their hand, they go out and buy a super jet.
Exactly. And where is that pastor at?
I don't know, thousands of miles away, while his congregation is right back where he left them in the same condition.
right in that Christian church. You know what I'm saying? Get that brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? Right, you see this mainly in the Christian church, blacks and Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? The Christian church is a haven, just full of liars and deceitful people. Because for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours, they will stand up in that church, clap, sing, shout, foam at the mouth, tap dance, sea walk, all the above, and profess to love God. But at the end of the day, they'll go home and say, "You see what this nigga did? You know what I'm saying? I heard sister so and so was sleeping with this brother. You know what I'm saying? I heard this brother was doing this. I heard that brother was selling dope when he putting that dope money in the collection plate. You see what I'm saying? You got pastors sleeping with their members' wives. You see what I'm saying? And it's like this is the hypocrisy in the Christian church. You see what I'm saying? This is the hypocrisy all up and through it. You see what I'm saying? You know how many drug dealers and murderers say they love their brothers. You see what I'm saying? Uh, you know how many brothers say I love my brother, but will turn around and sleep with his wife, turn around and molest his children. You see what I'm saying? And this brother will swear up and down he loves the Lord, that he's just the most stalwart, staunch member of the Lord's congregation. Let's keep reading. It says, "For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen." So like, I'm reading from the top. This is 1 John 4:20. "If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar." You see what I'm saying? You say you love God, you say you love your brother, you know what I'm saying, but you out here plotting behind your brother's back, you know what I'm saying, setting up a trap, you know what I'm saying, setting snares and scheming on your brother or your sister. You know what I'm saying? You do not love God. You are a liar. Keep reading. "For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?" You see what I'm saying? If you can't love a brother who you see every day, how can you love the Most High God who you have never seen? How can you love Christ who you have never seen? You see what I'm saying? You are lying to yourself. You are lying to your people. You see what I'm saying? You have to drop that spirit, that unbrotherly spirit, blacks and Hispanics. You have to put that down, and you have to pick up a spirit of brotherhood. You see what I'm saying? You got to pick it up and you got to embrace it. You got to embrace your brothers and sisters. You see what I'm saying? Because if you don't, there will be no different than what goes on in the Christian church, than what goes on in the Muslim mosque, that goes on in the 5% or whatever they congregate at. You see what I'm saying? That goes on in the Buddhist temple. You see what I'm saying? That goes on in the Catholic church. It will be, and it goes on to all these fake Israelite groups. It will be no different. That's why blacks and Hispanics, that's why you have to come here, because you're going to see the difference. You know what I'm saying? We had camp Saturday. We were downtown, and you know what I'm saying, during South by Southwest. And we was out there, and of course we had some opposite, we had some other brothers, you know what I'm saying, from a fake Israelite group. They was out there, you know what I'm saying, and they was talking with people. We was talking with people, you know what I'm saying, and since there was more of them out there, you know what I'm saying, they were able to talk to a lot more people first, you see what I'm saying, and then afterwards, those same people that they talked to, they will come to us, and those brothers and sisters, they will say, "What's the difference between y'all and them?" You see what I'm saying? And they can tell there was a difference. That's why they asked. You see what I'm saying? They said, "What's the difference between y'all and them?" You see what I'm saying? And they can, you know what I'm saying? We said, we have brotherhood. They don't. Every brother and sister, I say it was about what, 15 of them, 15, 20 brothers and sisters that came up to the table, that came up to the camp spot, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to talk to us about them. And they said, every brother and sister that came up to the table, they said, you know what I'm saying, y'all a lot more cooler. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't like them guys. Them guys made me angry. I was getting ready to go off on them dudes. You see what I'm saying? Because they can sense the unbrotherly spirit in them. You see what I'm saying? They don't care about their people. You see what I'm saying? They don't care about their people. They care about fattening their pockets and their wallets. You see what I'm saying? They care about making their bank accounts fuller and also the jailhouse fuller. That's what they cared about. You see what I'm saying? Whereas we care about actually saving blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And that's the difference they saw. They saw the difference. They recognized the spiritual difference. You see what I'm saying? The intent between us and them other dudes. You see what I'm saying? Because them other dudes, they don't have brotherly love. You know what I'm saying? Them other dudes, that fake Israelite group that was out there, they say that they cared about God. So I'm saying they say they care about Christ, they say they care about the Most High, they come in the name of the Most High Christ. You see what I'm saying? They saying, "Oh, you're my brother." You know what I'm saying? Oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. You know what I'm saying? We don't say we this, we that. We don't say we need to come back together, Israel. But in reality, they hate their brother because they would turn their brothers in, because they saw they would not feed their brothers that was on the street. You see what I'm saying? They saw a homeless man on the street, like the brother said earlier. If they saw a homeless man on the street and they had a sandwich bag in their hand, they would walk right past that brother. They would walk over their brother like he didn't exist. You know why? Because they don't care about you, Black, Hispanic, American, Indian man. They care about themselves. They care about their own people. It's like, let me phrase it. They care about their own people and their own sect. That's what they care about. They don't care about you Blacks and Hispanics. They don't care about helping their brothers because they don't have any companionship. They don't have any compassion. They don't have any love. They don't have any mercy. They have the spirit of the white man. They're not there. That's what we call them, fake Israelites, because they're walking around here, they're acting like God's chosen people, but they don't have the spirit of God's chosen people. They have the spirit of our oppressor. They envy our oppressor. That's why they take on all his customs. That's why they take on his Greek fraternity, his that type of BS. That's why they take on that, because they have his spirit. They try to model it. They model themselves after that. You see what I'm saying? But Blacks, Hispanics, and American Indians over here in the ISUPK, we do the exact opposite. They follow the white man. We follow Christ. They follow the white man. They follow a white God. We follow the God of the Bible. We follow a nigga God. We follow the God that died. We follow a king, you see what I'm saying, that died for his people, Blacks and Hispanics. A king that suffered hours of tremendous torment and torture, that got stuck, stabbed in his side, had his intestines hanging out. You know what I'm saying? That was suffocated. That had nails impaled through his hands and his feet. You know what I'm saying? They had the hairs ripped from his beard. That was beaten. That was humiliated. They had to carry a cross across his shoulder in the burning heat, Blacks and Hispanics. Go ahead.
So this is pertaining to the person that's online, and they asked, "Do you know why Stephen was stoned?" So I looked up the story, and it's in Acts 7.
Mm-hmm.
And a part of what Stephen was saying as he was giving up the spirit, he was in the spirit, and he had said a couple of things. So pertaining to the question that's asked online and the situation that Stephen was in his last moments, do you think that we could get a breakdown on what Acts 7 and 51 to 52 say?
Let me hold off on this brother at first right now.
Yes, sir.
Let me hold off on him. You know what I'm saying? So we won't get off track of the topic. But we most definitely gonna get into this. So like, what was that? What was his brother's name? He lives. We're gonna come back to you. You know what I'm saying? Hold that thought for a moment. You see what I'm saying? What was it? 1 John 4 and 20.
Mm-hmm.
So like it go down to verse 21. And this commandment, this is 1 John 4 and 21. And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also. This is a commandment, Blacks and Hispanics. You cannot walk around here just faking and perpetrating, you know what I'm saying, and fronting like you love God, but you hate your brother. The two go hand in hand. You see what I'm saying? You cannot love your brother, you cannot love God without loving your brother. You see what I'm saying? These two go hand in hand, Blacks and Hispanics. You see what I'm saying? This is a common issue that we have in the black and brown communities. You see what I'm saying? Is missing the spirit of brotherhood. Let me drop that. Let me get Matthew 25 and 40. Come. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 40. And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Blacks, Native American Indians, one thing you have to realize is that you cannot mistreat other people just because you were mistreated. You cannot put your traumas and your past bad experiences on other brothers and sisters. You see what I'm saying? Especially people who don't deserve it. Especially our younger brothers and sisters. But what you're doing, you're passing on demons. You see what I'm saying? You're passing on demons like they're generational, like they're heirlooms. You see what I'm saying? There's a book that Muhammad talks about all the time. It's called Interview with a Vampire. And in the book, this was a woman. She's getting interviewed, and she's talking about her maker. Her maker is the vampire who bit her, turned her into a vampire. And as you may know, vampires, they have to live off of blood. You know what I'm saying? So they go around biting people, you know what I'm saying, drinking blood, you know what I'm saying, cannibalism, turning other people into vampires and all that type of heathen type shit. It's like it. But all that right there, the point I'm saying is that are people, you cannot transfer your demons to other people. You cannot put your bad experiences in other people's laps. If you got treated bad, blacks and Hispanics, if your mother or father mistreated you, you cannot do that to your children, because your children are going to take those experiences and you're going to curse them 2 times over. You see what I'm saying? And this is going to make it bad for their children. Let me read that from the top. And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people, you may think just because you're in a high position that you can mistreat, you know what I'm saying, people below you. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody sees it. Like nobody's paying attention. Blacks, especially Native American Indians, when you hold a position of power and authority, you have to be very careful of how you treat the men under you, how you treat the brothers and sisters under you. You see what I'm saying? Because according to the Bible, those are Christ's little ones. You see what I'm saying? Those are the children who are still learning and growing. You see what I'm saying? And you got to be very careful because they're the next generation. Regardless of age, regardless of all that, they're the next generation. And they're coming up under you. You have taken, as a priest and prophet, you have taken the oath. You have sworn and made an oath. You know what I'm saying? You have taken up your sword to say, I will defend this nation. I will defend the men under me. You know what I'm saying? I will protect my brothers and sisters. You cannot take this oath and mistreat the people under you. You see what I'm saying? Black man, you know what I'm saying? Black men, American, you know what I'm saying? That's what the scribes, that's what the Sadducees and Pharisees did. They thought just because they were the descendants of the Maccabees and Aaron, you know what I'm saying, and Levitical priests, you know what I'm saying, that they were just so puffed up. You see what I'm saying? And just because they came from a certain household or because they held a certain rank or a certain position, you see what I'm saying, that they can mistreat people. You see what I'm saying? They can be merciless to people. Meanwhile, they were just as dirty as anybody else. Blacks and Hispanics, we have to rid ourselves of that type of attitude, that type of mindset, and those actions. You see what I'm saying? Because when you deal with the people under you, when you deal with men under you, you are dealing with precious cargo. It looks like you're dealing with precious cargo, Black Hispanics. You are dealing with something that is worth more than diamonds and gold. You are dealing with the Most High's children. You're dealing with the Most High's people. And he has entrusted you to deal with them. So to be wise, it will behoove you to deal very carefully with them. You see what I'm saying? Like how you deal with a newborn baby. You see what I'm saying? Like how you be careful. You got to support the baby's neck. You see what I'm saying? You can't just be feeding the baby anything. You can't just be screaming and shouting, you know what I'm saying, at the baby. You know what I'm saying? You have to take your time with this child because the child is growing. And eventually this child is going to speak. And this child is going to speak words that are spoken to him or her. You see what I'm saying? This child is going to grow up and speak to other people what it's been taught. You see what I'm saying? Because it's going to be programmed with a certain mindset, and that mindset starts from the parent. Blacks and Hispanics, if you hold a position, if you have men under you, you hold the position of so I say sort of a parent, of a father figure. You see what I'm saying? And you have to be very careful of how you deal with these children, how you deal with these brothers and sisters under you. Because if you don't, they're going to grow up and they're going to be hateful. They're going to be hateful. They're going to be bitter, and they're going to curse the men and women that come under them. And that's how we fall as a nation. That's how we lose sight of brotherhood, because we decide to take out our issues and our problems on our brothers and sisters. You see what I'm saying? I remember Officer Tyler Dot told me this. He told us this one time before Hero Academy, and I heard Commander Junior Honda say it too in a class, throwback class I was watching earlier today. He said, both of them said, they said, you come in here to do this work, you come in here to do the work of the Lord, you check your problems at the door. You don't come in here and bring all your baby mama drama, you know what I'm saying, children problems you got with your child, problems you got with your rib and stuff like that in here, and just take it out on brothers. You see what I'm saying? This is a very important position that you hold, Blacks and Hispanics. This position, I would liken it to being a doctor. You see what I'm saying? This is being a priest and prophet is a position that is, I say, even more important than a position of a surgeon. You know what I'm saying? Of a physician, because you are dealing with the Lord's people. You are dealing with the spirits of our people. You see what I'm saying? Blacks, you have to, when a brother comes in here, you have to be careful with that brother, because you don't know what this brother's been through. You don't know the experiences this brother has had. You can't get off the slavery. You know what I'm saying? You had a bad day of slavery. You come in here to teach class, and you take that on your brother. You see what I'm saying? That brother's gonna leave here, and he's gonna say, I ain't never going back there, man. You know what I'm saying? They treated me they just say he treated me badly. He talked down to me. You know what I'm saying? So he just raised his voice at me for no reason. You know what I'm saying? They just mistreated me. I ain't feel the brotherhood there. You see what I'm saying? Blacks, especially Americans, we have to get out of that. You see what I'm saying? You have any issues or any problems, you check all that at the door. You learn how to control yourself. You learn how to have discipline, like how they teach how they're teaching us in Hebrew Academy. You learn how to have discipline. You're not always going to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? Things are not always going to turn out the way you want them. You see what I'm saying? Things can change like that. Blacks, especially American Indians, and as soldiers, as brothers, it is up to us to adapt and adjust. Do not lose your mind. Do not lose yourself. Do not lose your spirit. Do not lose yourself and flip out. Like how the young generation, they take crash out today. You know what I'm saying? Do not come over here and crash out. You see what I'm saying? You come over here, and this is a place where you can rest. You see what I'm saying? I ain't talking about be lazy. I'm talking about like this is a place where you come over here, you know what I'm saying, and you can just lay down your burden. You know what I'm saying? Have some brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? Talk to your brother, you know what I'm saying? If you have any problems, talk to your brother about them. You see what I'm saying? I've done that on many different occasions, numerous times. You see what I'm saying? You go down there, you tell your brother, you tell the man above you know what I'm saying? You tell that brother, hey man, I've been going through it lately, you know what I'm saying? Get some counsel, you know what I'm saying? Learn how to get some counsel, how to properly handle your problems, other than just holding on to it. You know what I'm saying? You mess around and hold on to a problem for 20 some years and be the same angry person that your mother or father was. You see what I'm saying? We can't be that, Black, Hispanic American Indians. We cannot be that. We have to be very careful on how we operate. We have to be very careful of the type of spirit we have when we deal with our brothers and sisters. Let me drop that. Let me get John 13 and 34. So I can go right here. This is John 13 and 34. Black, especially Native American Indians, we are God's chosen people. And but that doesn't matter because we don't display it. You see what I'm saying? Honestly, this play is not for show. It's not just for, it's not a show. It's not something just prop. You see what I'm saying? It's a natural affection that you have to have. You know what I'm saying? It's genuine. It's genuine. It's in sincerity. You see what I'm saying? Black, Hispanic, American Indians, we are God's chosen people. But it doesn't matter because we don't show it. You see what I'm saying? I remember my mother used to tell me something when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? She would say, the way you act in the house is the way you're going to act outside. You see what I'm saying? You act like you ain't got no sense in the house, you're going to go outside and you're going to act like you ain't got no sense, and people are going to think that nobody raised you. You're going to think, people are going to think that you are a motherless and a fatherless child, a parentless child, so like that you just had no type of upbringing, that you just were raised on your own. You see what I'm saying? Black, Hispanic, American Indians, being God's chosen people, we have to show it. We have to show it to we have to be a light to the other nations. You see what I'm saying? And then, like I said, it starts at the home. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what God's chosen people if we're unaliving each other all the time, if we're pimping out our sisters, if we're breaking down our children. You see what I'm saying? If we're just destroying one another, we have to display that. We have to display that brotherhood. We have to show it. We have to show that brotherhood. You see what I'm saying? Let me get that. This is John 13:34. A new commandment I give unto you. Is this written in red letters? This means it's Christ talking. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. Verse 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye love one another. How do you know that the ISUPK is the home of the truth? How do you know that the ISUPK stands alone? That the ISUPK is the only place, is the only sanctuary where the Most High God is. You see what I'm saying? This is how you know that this is the only place where the Most High God is and where He dwells, because of the brotherhood that you see here, because of the brotherhood and the sisterhood and the help that you can get. You cannot get this help anywhere else. You cannot get this help in the Christian church. You cannot get this help in the Muslim mosque. You cannot get this help in this being, what's that word? Just that word I'm looking for. Being a atheist. You cannot get this type of brotherhood being in the Buddhist temple. You cannot get this type of brotherhood being in these fake Israelite groups, IUIC, Sakari, GMS, GOCC, Sons of Thunder, Believers of the Way. You see what I'm saying? Church of just all these different groups. You see what I'm saying? They have no brotherhood. That's why they broke off. You see what I'm saying? They didn't understand the assignment and the mission of brotherhood. They didn't know how to use it. You see what I'm saying? They didn't care about it. That's why they left. And they went off, set up their own group, and then they still didn't know how to use it. And then another group came from them. They didn't know how to use it, and another group came from them, and so on and so forth. It's so repetitive. You see what I'm saying, Black Hispanic? Because this brotherhood is very important. Let me keep reading. By this, verse 35, by this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. You see what I'm saying? Black, Hispanics, Native American Indians, you are supposed to be a light to the world. People are supposed to see you and they're supposed to say, damn. You know what I'm saying? You see them Israelite brothers, you know what I'm saying? You see how they talk to each other? You see how they move? You see how they network one another? You see how they just work together? You see what I'm saying? They work like how they work like ants. You see what I'm saying? Like how they got a solidarity and a unity. You see what I'm saying? They other nations supposed to look at us and they're supposed to get that from us. But instead, because of lack of brotherhood, everybody else looks at us and they say, oh, no, those are some niggas. You know what I'm saying? They don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna do anything. All niggas do is fight and kill each other. You see what I'm saying? There was a time where brotherhood, we were the poster boys for brotherhood. You see what I'm saying? Let me see if I got that precept. Let's see, Deuteronomy 4:6. Here it is right here. Deuteronomy 4:6. Let me start at verse 5. This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. These law, statutes, and commandments, Black, Hispanic, Native American Indians, they were taught to us. You know what I'm saying? You know how you in school, you're being taught math, reading, writing, arithmetic, you know what I'm saying, ELA, social studies, science, and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're being taught that in the same way at one time we were being taught these law, statutes, and commandments. We're being taught to follow them on an everyday basis. We're told to meditate on them. You know what I'm saying? So we wouldn't forget them. Let's keep reading. Verse 6, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. You following these laws, statutes, and commandments, Black, Hispanic, Native American Indians, is going to be your stability in these last days. It's going to be your light. Where everybody else is in darkness, you got a flashlight that reached from here to Oklahoma. You see what I'm saying? You ever see one of them flashlights, you just turn them on, they just go for miles and miles. You see what I'm saying? This is them law, statutes, and commandments because they tell you what to do and they guide you. You know what I'm saying? This is our own GPS, Blacks and Hispanic Native American Indians. You know what I'm saying? Because it tells us where to go, what to do. You know what I'm saying? When to do them. You see what I'm saying? And it's wise that you get counsel as well. You see what I'm saying? Because the counsel comes from the Lord. You see what I'm saying? Following orders is very important. You see, let me keep reading. Let me start over again. Keep therefore, Deuteronomy 4 and 6, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, you have a knowledge and records that is deeper than any type of philosophy or any type of heathen wannabe proverb that is out there. All these Chinese proverbs and African proverbs and Polish proverbs and stuff like that, and all these people that just want to be deep, they get all their inspiration from you. They try to model themselves after you, but they can't do it like you, Black Hispanics. You know why? Because they don't have the Most High God with them. They can't interpret these laws. You see what I'm saying? They don't have the spirit of the Most High God with them. They don't have the Lord's spirit. They don't have these holy records. They don't have these separate files, these records. This is not just some book like Gone with the Wind. This is a record book, Black, Hispanic, Native American Indians. This is a book. These are accounts in historical history and facts of your lineage, of your origin, of where you come from, of where you're going. You see what I'm saying? Black, Hispanic, Native American Indians. This is like what's that word I'm looking for? What's that yeah, man, help me out. What's that when you die and you leave a will? You know what I'm saying? Will. This is your will, Black, Hispanic, Native American Indians. This is your will written to you by your forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know what I'm saying? The prophets. You know what I'm saying? This is your rule book. You know what I'm saying? This is your code of conduct. You know what I'm saying? This is what you're supposed to be living by, Black, Hispanic, Native American Indians. This is your job. It's not your slavery. This is your job. Brotherhood is your job. You see what I'm saying? Donald Trump tried to say our Hispanic brothers are taking away all the black jobs. You see what I'm saying? What is a black job? Brotherhood is a black job. Hispanics understand that more than anybody. You see what I'm saying? Brotherhood is a black job. You see what I'm saying? Sisterhood is a black job. You know what I'm saying? Your 9 to 5, that's what you do for the white man. That's a slavery. This is your job. And Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, it is time for you to clock in and never clock out. You clock in and you put your time in. You can do 10 hours. You can do a 10, 12-hour shift for the white man. You can't even do an hour and a half for the Lord. You see what I'm saying? Because the white man has brainwashed you. He has brainwashed you to thinking that his service, that your service to him is way more important than your service and the need and your people's need of you to your people. He has brainwashed you in thinking that working for him will be a lot more profitable than putting in work for your people, putting in the time. You see what I'm saying? Putting in the time that it takes to teach your people. You see what I'm saying? Taking in the time where you got to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, go to a slavery. You see what I'm saying? You stay there for what, 8, 9, 10 hours. You come back and you still teach your people. Black Spectrum America, this is your job. Your job is brotherhood. This is brotherhood, the only real job that pays, the only real job that has something better than a 401k plan. They has something better than a pension. They has something better than a dental plan. They has something better than health insurance. This is something that's going to be passed down for centuries and generations and generations. Something that your children are going to pick up. Something that's going to keep your household in order. You see what I'm saying? Nobody else, no other nation has this. That's why they admire us. Why do you think all these other nations on earth are just fascinated with blacks and Hispanics? They just fascinated with us. They always got our name in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? They always got something to say about us because they know that we're special. They know that we're like none other else. They know that we're like none other. And this book, this history book, this record book, this will proves that. Let me keep reading. Verse 7. For what nation is there so great who hath God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for? Blacks, especially the American Indians, you convert to these other ways, like these religions and such, and we try to accredit them as being so deep and so intelligent and knowledgeable and so collected and so spiritual. You see what I'm saying? Well, in reality, they don't know a damn thing. They don't know anything. We try to follow the ways of our oppressor, you know what I'm saying, and act like our oppressor knows something when our oppressor doesn't know anything. Our oppressor just spouts out stupidity. He doesn't know about knowledge. He doesn't know about understanding because it wasn't gifted to him. His gift was a sword. His gift was loading up an AR-15. His gift is driving a war tank. You see what I'm saying? Or flying a Tomahawk. You see what I'm saying? Or them jets or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's his gift. Knowledge and understanding and wisdom is a gift that was given to us, Black, especially the American Indians. Let me read it from the top. For what nation is there so great? This is the other nation saying this is the heathen saying this. So even just by them saying this, they know that there was no other nation like us. They know that. You know what I'm saying? They can try to. You don't be fooled for one moment. You know what I'm saying? Don't be deceived or fooled into thinking, you know what I'm saying? But we should be like these other nations. No, these other nations should be like us. These other nations should follow us. You see what I'm saying? And maybe the world wouldn't be in turmoil. And maybe the world wouldn't be in hell. Maybe there wouldn't be no war. Every time you turn around, there's a war. You see what I'm saying? Every time you turn around, there's something bad happening. You see what I'm saying? If every nation followed Israel, and that's what's going to come to. Let me keep reading. Who hath God so nigh unto them? To be nigh means to be near. You see what I'm saying? They're saying, what nation has God so near unto them? You see what I'm saying? So they know that our God is the real God, the living God. They know that we're God's chosen people. As the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for. You know what I'm saying? Black, especially American Indians, you call upon your Lord. You pray to your God. We pray to our God. We pray to our God and we ask him to let loose all the plagues on this wicked, sinful kingdom. We ask him to unite Israel, to open up the airways and the cable access channels. You see what I'm saying? We call him and we ask him for things. Like how Elijah called the Lord to prove that there was no other God but him, that Baal was just some stone, just some rock. I saw Baal earlier today. You know what I'm saying? He was laying in the field, a rock. I saw Allah today, a rock on the field, just doing that, just sitting there. You see what I'm saying? I saw Muhammad earlier today. He was working his gyro stand. You see what I'm saying? I saw all these other guys, they're fake. And they know they're fake. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't know how to serve the Most High God, so they come up with all these fake gods. You know what I'm saying? These backstories and these fables to make themselves feel spiritual and make themselves feel important. None of their gods can hold the menorah to ours. They can't even pick up the menorah. You see what I'm saying? They don't know how to even light the menorah because the instruction was not given to them blacks and Hispanics. The instruction was not given to them blacks and Hispanics. The instruction and the wisdom was given to us. Let me drop that. Let me get Matthew 5:22. Here it is right here. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 22. This is a rule that is rarely ever followed in black and brown communities. And this is the reason why we have so much murder. There's a reason why we have so much strife. And the reason why we have so much infighting and bitterness. You see what I'm saying? In the black and brown communities, because our brothers and sisters fail to follow this commandment. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. If you are angry with your brother just because he got a better looking car than you, just because his shoes are nicer than yours, because he got more money in his bank account, that is not a good reason to be angry with your brother. That's just called jealousy. It's called envy. You see what I'm saying? That's called coveting. You know what I'm saying? That is not a good reason to be mad. That is no reason at all to be mad with your brother, because all that is vanity. All of it means nothing. That type of stuff comes and goes. You see what I'm saying? You don't be mad at your brother for something that comes and goes. You see what I'm saying? That's just petty, and it's simple. It is beneath you, blacks and Hispanics. That is beneath you. You are a better people. You are more intelligent than that. We know better than to unalive somebody just because he has a better car than ours. I saw this one this skit. It was like a skit or something like that. And these two brothers, they had it was titled POV, when you see another person with they got two brothers. They had two good looking cars, two nice cars. One brother had a nice car, the other brother had a nice car, and they walked past each other, didn't say nothing. Of course, they looked at each other, but didn't say nothing. They walked right past each other. They got in their cars, and I forgot what he said, but it was something. It was something like it wasn't Brotherhood, and they both said it at the same time, and it was like this nigga got some nerve. You know what I'm saying? And they were saying that because they both had nice cars. You see what I'm saying? They were saying it because they both had something nice. Blacks and Hispanics, that is not a reason to have art against your brother. That's not a reason for you to have any type of envy against your brother. You see what I'm saying? In no situation should you have anything against your brother or any type of envy or jealousy against your brother, because it leads into something else. Let me keep reading. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council. Rakah, that's like an insult. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying, oh, you know what I'm saying? You this. It's like using profanity against your brother. You know what I'm saying? Like a so-called cursing against your brother. Calling your brother out of his name. You see what I'm saying? Just flat out disrespecting the brother for no reason. Let's keep going. Shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say thou fool shall be in danger of hellfire. You see what I'm saying? Oh, Slacky, it's not with my school. I'm thinking about Matthew 18 and 15, Slacky. Good night. This is what I meant to pull out, Slacky, Israel. It's Matthew 18 and 15. This is the reason why we have so much drama and atrocity in the black and brown community, because we fail to uphold this law, this God-given commandment. Let's read it. This is Matthew 18 and 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If a brother offends you, you go to that brother, him and him alone. You don't blow it up in front of everybody. You don't just blow up and say, "Oh, nigga, you said this and you do this all the time. I'm getting tired of you." You don't internalize your issues and your problems. That's what women do. You know what I'm saying? If you are a man, if you are a true sister, you go to your brother or your sister, you tell them, "Hey, Salaki Aqua, you said this, you know what I'm saying? You said this, and you're saying you offended me when you said that. You offended me when you did this. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the way you said that. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I was saying, well, I don't like the way you did this. You see what I'm saying? You go to that brother, man to man, you talk to him. You see what I'm saying? You go to him alone. You don't just blow up the spot. You don't do that. You don't just embarrass not only yourself but also that brother by just doing it in public. You see what I'm saying? By just humiliating yourself in public, blacks and Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? Just cracking on one another. You know what I'm saying? You know that's not the way to resolve an issue. This is how you solve problems. This is how you settle disputes. And it's how you truly settle disputes. You don't settle disputes with a switch on a Glock. You don't settle disputes by sleeping with your brother's baby mama. You don't settle disputes by unaliving your brother. You don't settle disputes by making a Facebook or an Instagram post. You know what I'm saying? Talking bad about your brother. You don't settle disputes by airing out your business. You settle disputes by going to your brother, to that brother and that brother alone. And you say, "Hey, brother, you know what I'm saying? Whoop, whoop, whoop." You know what I'm saying? Let me keep reading. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. If that brother say, "Hey, my bad, that's right," you know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to offend you. You know what I'm saying? I hope I didn't offend you too bad. You know what I'm saying? Slide, that's not what I meant. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to say that. You know what I'm saying? I try to be careful how I use my words. You know what I'm saying? I try to be careful on how I speak from now on. You know what I'm saying? So my bad, brother Salaki. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to offend you. You see what I'm saying? If your brother hears you, you have gained your brother. You have deepened the bond between you and that brother. You've gained closer to that brother. You've gotten closer to that brother. You see what I'm saying? Because both of y'all you have went to that brother, y'all came together to hash out y'all differences and to resolve your problems. You see what I'm saying? Other than just holding on to them and be like, "Man, this brother got two more times." You know what I'm saying? This brother got he done did this in the past. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let him slide, but he do it again. You know what I'm saying? It's on. You know, so I'm just gonna let him have it. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. That's not us, blacks and Hispanics. You go to that brother and that brother alone. You talk to him. You see what I'm saying? That's not being a calabar. If you understand what I'm saying? That's not being a bitch. That's called being a man. This is man. This is man, grown man activity, grown man actions that the Most High that Christ is talking about here. This is grown man action. This is what a grown man does. A grown man doesn't just sit on his problems and just hold on to them. If a brother offends you, you go to that brother. And if he hears you out, Most High Christ. Let's read what if he doesn't hear you. Let's read what that. Let's read what it says about that. Verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of two or three witnesses every word may be established. If he don't hear you, say you're taking the counsel. You're taking the counsel. And you let the men above you decide whether he was in the wrong or whether you being offended was in the right or not. You see what I'm saying? You let the men above you decide. You see what I'm saying? You let the men above you help you all out, because what's important is the brotherhood. What's important is keeping y'all two together. What's important is keeping the level-headedness and the balance. You see what I'm saying? And keeping the structure and the foundation and the forefront that this school was built on in 1969 in the forefront of your brain. Brotherhood. You see what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, deal carefully. Be very careful, blacks, especially Native American Indians, when you're dealing with your brother. Let me keep reading. Verse 17. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican. If you take that brother to counsel and he won't hear you or the men above you, and he just refuses to admit his wrongs or refuses to say Salakia, you know what I'm saying, and just continues to just be a headache, you know what I'm saying? So he'd be counted as a heathen man and a publican. You see what I'm saying? And then when you lost that brother. You see what I'm saying? Because that brother refused to give up his pride. He refused to say he was wrong, other than just saying one simple word, Salakia, forgive me. You see what I'm saying? Saying, but I was wrong. You see what I'm saying? He got to hold on to it. He got to constantly fight you. You see what I'm saying? And admit that he was wrong. You see what I'm saying? Let me drop that. Let me get. Let me drop that. Let me get Luke 6:31. Like I'm saying, like I've been saying, you have to be very careful how you treat our people. Because how you treat your people, how you treat your brothers is how you will be treated. How you judge is the way you will be judged. If you just cracking down on somebody all the time, then expect to be cracked down on. If you just chastise somebody all the time, if you just gotta just crush somebody all the time, when it's your turn for chastisement, expect to be crushed. Because that's the way how you treat somebody. That's the way you treat people. You see what I'm saying? That's the way how you deal with people. You know what I'm saying? You don't just say, you know what I'm saying? You don't just take the brother to counsel. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta you humiliate that brother. You see what I'm saying? You just gotta just wail on that mother's head. You know what I'm saying? And just beat him over the head with it. You see what I'm saying? And just constantly just be mean. What's that word in the Bible? Forward. Just be forward. Just be an a-hole. You see what I'm saying? You an a-hole, expect to be treated with as such. You see what I'm saying? You an a-hole to somebody, be prepared for another man to treat you like that. And don't be surprised when it happens. Because it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Let me get it right here. This is Luke 6:31. And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise. Treat others as you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? You don't want nobody to sleep with your wife. Don't sleep. Don't sleep with nobody else's wife. You don't want somebody to put hands on you. Don't put your hands on anybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's that plain and simple. This is one of the most simple breakdowns I say in biblical history on brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? I'm reading it again. As ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise. You know what I'm saying? You don't want somebody to treat you bad, don't treat others bad. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want somebody to pimp your daughter out, don't pimp somebody else's daughter out. If you don't want somebody else to treat your daughter like a whore, don't treat somebody else's daughter like a whore. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want somebody to unalive you, don't unjustly unalive somebody else. You see what I'm saying? Out of anger. You know what I'm saying? Or out of jealousy. You see what I'm saying? Just basically in plain words, treat others how you want to be treated. Let me drop that. Let me get John 15:12. John 15:12. Here it is. This is the book of John, chapter 15, verse 12. This is my commandment. This is Christ speaking. That ye love one another as I have loved you. Christ had the most brotherhood ever. Christ had more brotherhood than anybody else in these scriptures. Christ was the ultimate brother. Christ was that guy, was the dude in the book, in the scriptures. He is that dude. He is that man. You see what I'm saying? He showcased the ultimate form of brotherhood. And how did he do it? Let's read. Verse 13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Christ laid down his life for the nation of Israel. He laid down his life for the advancement and the betterment of blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. He laid down his life. Christ didn't have a rib. He didn't have children. You see what I'm saying? He didn't get to grow to a ripe old age. He didn't get to experience what it was like to have grandchildren. He didn't experience what it was like to have a rib. He didn't experience what it was like to just have friends to just have you and your friends, just him and his friends grow old together. You see what I'm saying? He didn't have that luxury. And he didn't have that luxury so we can have that luxury, blacks and Hispanics. Christ was required to lay down his life. You see what I'm saying? What are you required to do? You're required to stop being unbrotherly. Stop sinning and coming to this school so you can learn how to be Christ-like. So you can learn how to be just like Christ. Christ says you'll be better than me. You do better works than I. Get in here so you can learn how to be better than Christ. So you can learn how to uphold that. So how you can learn and do better than that. You see what I'm saying? I can do greater works than that, blacks and Hispanics. Let me keep reading. Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you. You see what I'm saying? Don't think that you are the Most High God's son, friend, whatever. You see what I'm saying? If you don't do what he commands you, if you don't do what he requires of you, you see what I'm saying? Is to keep these commandments. Like Solomon said in the book of Ecclesiastes, this is the whole duty of man, to fear God and keep his commandments. You see what I'm saying? Let me drop that. Let me get Mark 12 and 31. This is my last scripture. This is the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 31. And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. You know what I'm saying? The Christian church, they take this precept, and they be like, turn to your neighbor, turn to your right, turn to your left, and say, neighbor, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Blacks, Hispanics, and American Indians, this is not talking about other nations. This is not talking about heathens. This is talking about people I just called out, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. This is talking about Israel. You see what I'm saying? This is talking about your brothers and your sisters and loving them and being careful, you know what I'm saying? Being cordial with them. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Deal with them, treat them like brothers, treat them like sisters, treat them like as if you've known them your whole life. You see what I'm saying? Let me get that precept that this is talking about. It is talking about Israelites. Leviticus 19:18. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. This is a statute. This is a commandment. You know what I'm saying? That you are supposed to uphold and upkeep to the fullest of your capabilities during your time on this earth. Blacks and Hispanics. You are supposed to keep this because you're supposed to keep this in your heart, keep brotherhood in the forefront of your mind at all times, because it is a job in itself, 24/7, 365, for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians to treat each other with love. You see what I'm saying? Because we all have been through hell. We all have been through torment and torture. You know what I'm saying? We've all been there. We have all been through torment. You know what I'm saying? Torture and all types of just mistreatment. You know what I'm saying? We all do, as blacks and Hispanics. The best, most we owe each other is love. Blacks and Hispanics, we owe each other that. We owe each other the brotherhood and the sisterhood. You see what I'm saying? We owe each other mercy and compassion, because this world is not going to have any on us. This world is going to chew us up and spit us out. If we're not together, who is going to stand for the blacks, Hispanics, and American Indians? Who is going to join for? Who is going to unite our people? Who is going to keep? Who is going to keep? Going to be the watchman for our nation? You see what I'm saying? You come to this school, the ISUPK, under the commanding general Yohana, where you have priests and prophets, men of war, men of God, that have been holding shamar for years. Men that are on shamar all the time, 24/7, that are watching over your souls, blacks and Hispanics. You come in here and you're going to experience that brotherhood and that sisterhood, impeccable brotherhood and sisterhood that you will experience nowhere else, on no other level. You're not going to find anywhere else black, Hispanic, Native American Indians. With that, I'm going to end up my class. We got any questions? You got any questions? All right, most high in Christ. All right. With that, let me say, let me get that security announcements. If you could, the water. These are the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started at 1 West and 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. It's like they are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will get permission from the head. Sorry. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment found in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashua, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Get a treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. The next high holy day is the Passover, which is the 14th day of the first month, which is going to be Saturday, April 12th, 2025. You see what I'm saying? This can be found in the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verses 1 through 51, Leviticus 23, verses 4 through 5, 1 Corinthians 5, 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 7 through 8, and 2 Chronicles chapter 30, verse 17. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and or scarf. And with that, and we're going to Amagium. We mean stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers, men of Israel, Amagium Shabbat, Amagium, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah. Okay, Yadi Matah. We're going to Sar, we turn, we're going to face the sisters Amagium. We stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel, Amagium Shabbat, Amagium, Barak, Yahweh Shemal Athan Ba'Shem Yahushua. All right, Yadi Matah, dismissed. Shalom, Israel. This is Israelite School of Practical Knowledge, Lord Christ.